Have you noticed that your favorite snacks seem a little lighter lately? Or that your bag of chips is suddenly mostly air? You are not going crazy. Companies are actively taking food out of your packages, keeping the price exactly the same and hoping you won't notice. It is a completely legal, highly calculated trick called shrinkflation, and it is happening in every single aisle of the grocery store right now. Today, we're going to look at exactly how corporations are secretly shrinking your food, the psychological trick they use to get away with it, and the one simple habit you need to build to stop getting ripped off. Let's get into it. Imagine you're walking down the cereal aisle. You grab the same box of cereal you have bought for the last 5 years. It costs $4.99. It looks exactly the same. The colors are the same. The mascot on the box is the same. But inside, you are missing 2 entire bowls of cereal. To understand how companies get away with this, you have to understand a little bit of human psychology. As humans, we are incredibly sensitive to price changes. If your favorite candy bar goes from $1 to $1.50, your brain instantly registers the pain. You feel annoyed. You might even refuse to buy it. Corporations know this. They have entire teams of people studying how much pain you can take before you stop buying their product. But here's the secret. While our brains are hyper aware of price, we are terrible at noticing tiny changes in size or weight. If a company shaves half an ounce off a chocolate bar or makes the plastic bottle just a tiny bit thinner, your eyes literally cannot tell the difference. You still pay the same $5, so your brain doesn't trigger that feeling of being ripped off. You feel fine, but the company just sold you 10% less food for the exact same amount of money. That is pure profit for them, disguised as business as usual. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world, because it isn't just snacks, it's everyday essentials. Take toilet paper. Over the last few years, major toilet paper brands have been quietly dropping the number of sheets on a roll. A roll that used to have 264 sheets suddenly has 244. A few months later, maybe it drops to 220. The cardboard tube in the middle actually gets wider, so the roll still looks fat on the shelf. Or look at shampoo. Companies will redesign the bottle. They'll launch a massive marketing campaign saying, new, sleek, modern look. But that sleek new curve in the middle of the bottle, it isn't just for style. It's a brilliant way to remove 2 ounces of liquid without changing the height. You get less soap, they get more money. Now, to be fair to the companies, they aren't just doing this to be evil. We have to look at the mechanics under the hood of the economy. When global inflation hits, the cost to make things goes up. The price of the wheat to make the cereal goes up. The price of the cardboard for the box goes up. The price of the gas to drive the delivery truck to the grocery store goes up. When a company's costs go up, they only have 2 choices to stay in business. Choice number 1, they raise the price on the shelf and risk making you angry so you buy a cheaper brand. Choice number 2, they shrink the product. It's the path of least resistance. And what's truly funny is how they try to spin it. If you ever catch a company doing this and complain, their public relations teams always say the same thing. They'll say, we redesigned the packaging to be more eco-friendly, or we made the portions smaller to support healthy lifestyle choices. Right, it's definitely about our health, not their profit margins. But as wild as shrinkflation is, there's actually a second, darker version of this that's happening right now. Economists call it skimpflation. Shrinkflation is when they give you less. Skimpflation is when they give you worse. When companies cannot shrink the box any further without you noticing, they start secretly changing the recipe. They'll swap out expensive, high-quality ingredients for cheaper, lower-quality substitutes. Real sugar gets replaced with artificial sweeteners. Expensive cocoa butter in your chocolate gets replaced with cheap vegetable oils. The amount of real meat in your frozen dinner goes down, and the amount of cheap pasta goes up. You're paying the same price, the box is the same size, but the quality of the food you're feeding your family has been quietly downgraded. So how do you fight back? How do you stop getting tricked every time you walk into a store? You have to change the way you look at price tags. Stop looking at the big, bold retail price. That number is a trap. Instead, you need to look at the tiny little number printed in the bottom corner of the tag. This is the unit price. It tells you exactly how much you're paying per ounce or per 100 grams. The unit price strips away all the marketing, all the sleek new bottles, and all the sneaky resizing. It's the only honest number in the grocery store. If you compare the unit price of the big name brand against the generic store brand, you'll often find you're paying 40% more just for a fancy cardboard box. Shrinkflation is just one way your money is quietly losing its power. The rules of money are constantly changing, and if you don't know how the machine works, you're going to get run over by it. If you want to know the real reason why earning a higher salary won't actually protect you from these rising costs, you need to understand the ultimate middle-class trap. Click the video on your screen right now to see exactly why you aren't building wealth, and I'll see you over there.